Welcome to Game of Books with Cathi in South Dakota.
That's me, and Christie in South Florida.
That's me. We're two newbie writers sharing our take on wine, food, and mystery books.
And the authors who write them. Join us for the fun.
Happy holidays, Cathi, and all our mysterious foodies out there.
Oh, right back at you, Christie. It's that time of year, the holiday season, right? Everyone's celebrating with parties and gift exchanges and decorations. I know. I do love this time of year, I have to say. But
yes.
You can't fit it all in. It's just a good reminder.
I know. And also I would request that the people that do try to do everything, that they forgive people like me who don't plan ahead. I know. I don't plan ahead, so I suddenly realized that, and I might be speaking from experience today, but Christmas and Hanukkah are less than 2 weeks away, and my thoughtful gifts are now all sold out. So I'm going to have to resort to my standby, which is a bottle of wine. I
know, but I love a bottle of wine, obviously.
Yes, that is a good standby.
It is it's a great gift. So yes. We thought of a way we could even make it more personable and that we can share with everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So we decided to pick a signature wine that we can use for everyone. And then we're going to pick it based on the label that we like. Because we're just such connoisseurs.
Yeah.
Well, then you don't have to wrap it if the label's really nice,
well,
right?
And I like to pick a label where there's room you can write like a little message on the label. So when they
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, so when they go to enjoy it, they can be like, "Oh, Christie gave me this great bottle of wine for Christmas. How nice!" And then they can call you maybe, and you can come share it.
I think maybe there might be a little place on one part of my label I could write something. Anyway, I didn't think of that ahead of time, but I did pick a pretty label, I think. And since Cathi, you and I are picking two different wines because we don't know which each of us have.
Right.
So we're going to introduce it to each other and everybody at the same time. And this is also a way that we can taste the wine that we think is pretty label, so we can see if we're, going to give somebody a dud or not before we actually give it.
You really should try it first, right? Before you give it. Right. Okay. Well, I'm excited, and I did completely go by the label on this wine that I am going to suggest for today.
Okay.
It is a red blend. I thought that would be appealing to more people than like a Cabernet or a deeper red.
Well, I gotta say, Cathi, great minds think alike. I'm just saying.
Did you pick a red blend too?
Maybe. Go on.
Okay, I can't wait. Okay. Okay. So I picked the wine label is called Embrazen, Embrazen.
Ooh.
And what it is, it's called Bold Wines and Trailblazing Women, which is so great, I think.
Cool. Yeah.
So on each variety, there's a different woman, like a beautiful portrait and a quote by her on the label. So I know, it's really a neat, beautiful label and just really caught my attention. So I'll tell you quick who's on this label, and then we'll take a little taste. I'll take a taste, I guess, since you have your own kind.
Maybe I'll taste mine at the same time, just for the fun of it.
There you go. So on the label is a woman named Josephine Baker, and her quote is, "To realize our dreams, we must decide to wake up." And then it says under her name that she was a showgirl and a spy.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So, okay, first I'm going to take a little sip here because...
Okay, I'll take a sip of mine at the same time.
Okay. It's nice. It's very nice.
Mm.
The red blend came through. I mean, it's very appealing. It's not quite as bold as, like a big, full-bodied Cabernet.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice.
Do you know what it's a blend of?
I do not know what the blend is of. It's from California. Mm-hmm. I have the tasting notes here, and it says, audacious in character, this nuanced, revolutionary red blend is bright, intense, and perfectly suited for those as bold as their wine. It has irreverent hints of mocha and spice that lend depth to the nuanced layers. I know, I like that. The mocha and spice, I can taste that. And it lends depth to the nuanced layers of ripe red fruit while silky tannins linger on the palate. I love whoever writes these. Like, they're always so fun to read.
We should get
But
it
is a very nice wine. I know, right?
We've read enough of them. We could really come up with some good ones.
We have.
Maybe that's what we should do sometime. We should just the one person only look at the tasting notes, and after tasting it, the other person has to come up with a tasting note.
A description
on the spot.
Oh, that'd be so funny. You kind of like this quizzing thing, because remember a few episodes ago, you made me guess what was in there.
Oh, it's fun.
Yes, it is. Okay, so another thing that's really great about this wine is it's got one of those living labels. So you download the app for living wine labels, and you take a picture of your wine label, and then the woman tells her story in her own words, I guess, or something.
Oh, you're kidding. That is cool.
No, and I know, isn't it? And remember, we did another wine that had kind of a living label, and it was the 99 Crimes.
I do remember that wine, but I didn't realize at that time that it was like an app. I thought it was just like, go on the website and you'll read something.
No, I think you can actually like do something where you can take a picture of the criminal in that case, and so that's that's a fun wine to give, right?
Yeah, really fun. There you go.
Yeah, and
multi-purpose.
I know, and guess what their hashtag or their tagline is? History Unscrewed.
Oh,
which I thought was kind of awesome.
Yeah, so it's a screw top then.
Yes, I believe it is. Yes.
Either that, or they're just totally unhinged. I don't know.
As women
kind of
are
leads
often.
me into the name of my wine.
Okay, your red blend, I take it? Okay.
Yes, it is a red blend, and it's called Mad Genius.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great name.
Yes, and the label's really cool. It's got like, you see like a man's collared shirt, and then above where where his head should be is just like this billowing smoke, and it's like, red colors and stuff. I guess he's just blown his mind, with the genius taste of this wine or something.
Probably by finishing his novel maybe or something.
Yeah, there you go. No telling. But it is a blend, and it's a blend of a lot of the grapes that I like: Syrah, Zinfandel, Tempranillo, and Merlot. So
what was the third one?
Merlot, or which one?
The third one.
Third one, Tempranillo. It's like it's a Spanish, or I think it's Argentinian wine. I mean, grape. I can't remember which, because I used to have to, when I would tell people about the wines, and it was either the Argentinian or the Spanish wines that I would say, oh yeah, this is a Tempranillo. And so, and it's a red, and it's a good wine too. I mean, grape too. I mean, whatever. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah.
Have another sip, and then we'll.
Right. Yeah, I'm curious now. Tell me about it. Yeah, what does it taste like?
Okay, so it's I'll read the notes. They're called a Cuvée red, and it has intriguing aromas of deep red cherry and strawberry on the nose, front flavors of currant, sweet blueberries, blackberry, and huckleberry. A smooth wine, long, clean finish with hints of dark chocolate.
You should really do this for a living. A smooth wine. That's awesome.
Yes. So it is good. And you know how I like the little dark chocolate, but I do like it. And so I got this at Whole Foods. So it was a little pricier, maybe, I don't know, than some of the stores. It was $16.99. But the wine guy happened to be there. So he kind of was like helping me pick which one had the cool label and could possibly taste good too. Because I didn't want...
and get some good flavor. Yeah.
Yeah. And this one really stood out. And then he said, yeah, that is a good one. That is tasty. So I'm like, okay. So
well, I like the fact that we both chose a red blend. That's really funny. Mm-hmm. Thinking alike.
I know.
Okay, so the wines are great, but we also thought for today's episode we'd give some gift ideas for a holiday book club gathering.
Yes, yes. And in keeping with our theme, we're also going to come up with some books that we think would make good gifts.
Because books are the best gifts.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah. And obviously we could go on and on about our past episodes and the books that we've read and really loved. Those are great recommendations. But we thought we'd also pick a few today outside of our usual genre of mystery and talk about those.
Yes. That sounds like a great plan. Cathi, in my house on Christmas, we kind of go, each person takes a turn with one gift. Do you do the same thing, or do you guys just tear it all open all at once?
I want to say that we just tear it all open at once, but we totally don't. It's very organized.
Well, I got to say that when the kids were little, it was just a free-for-all. But as they got older and there were less gifts and, we were trying to be like, a little more, oh, that's a nice gift, so that we got a little more mellow.
Yeah.
All right,
I want to be the family just rips in, but we're not. So we're organized too. So
so we're going to be organized here too and do a gift at a time. What do you say? So that we're not just like fighting over it. So you get to go first because I know we have so many great ideas. Yeah, right.
We'd be fighting. Okay, so I do have 2 ideas I really like for gifts. That I would be happy to give to a book club member, at a party. So I was trying to really keep that in mind. And both of the gifts are from the Grommet, which is a really cool website. Mm-hmm. It's GROMMET.com. And they search out, I guess, new kind of products from like independent makers. So, and they have a really long piece of information for people who are making products and want to submit them to them for consideration. I just think that's really cool, Mm-hmm. So it's really, the person, or you can understand the person who's made this product. After each product,
anybody can do this?
Yeah, anybody can do this.
Like we can come up with some kind of gift?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I mean, they have to consider it, obviously. I know. I just think it's so neat. And then they have... But you can see the maker and the story, like what prompted them to come up with this. And so I just really like that a lot. I just think that makes it so much more personal,
Yes.
So
definitely.
The first one I picked is, I'll be honest, it might be based on just cuteness. But anyway.
That's a good choice.
It is. It's called the Avocado Sock. That's right. The Avocado Sock. Now, look, I don't have...
Okay, I just can't wait to
now.
hear what this is.
I know.
I cannot wait.
I'm already just kind of questioning my option. Look, I don't have the fruit and vegetable options that you probably do in Florida all year round.
Yeah.
So our avocados have to make a journey, let's just say. And
well, I think a large percentage of the avocados come from Mexico. Did you know that?
I did.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of a journey to me too, but we do grow them here too, so that's true.
You do.
Yeah.
And so I really do struggle with, like, when is the avocado ripe? And, trying to, I would love ideally to be able to have an avocado a day that's ready to go, but I somehow always miss the boat and it's overly ripe or it's under, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So these are little Shetland wool socks that just perfectly fit over the avocado. And they are adorable.
Over the avocado foot?
No. On the whole avocado. It's a sock that's made for an avocado.
I was going to say, I didn't even know avocados had feet, like Mr. Potato Head, only Mr. Avocado Head.
I know, I'm picturing that exact thing. They could have used a different word, perhaps, than a sock, but it really, a mitten.
Yeah, like it could have, or it could be like, blanket, or...
Okay, so look, they're very cute, by the way.
Or snuggly, that's what it should be, a snuggly.
A snuggie. I think those are I don't know what they are. So, but here's the good story. The woman the maker, her name is Diane Sherwood, worked as a caterer. And she would stuff unripe avocados into her old ski socks to help speed up the ripening process.
Interesting.
Therefore, she came up with I suppose that's where the sock came from, is her own use of actual sock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would do that. And then all of a sudden, next winter, open up my drawer and find an old avocado stuck in a sock. Or
I would have concerns about that if that was the case. But anyway.
Hey, come on. We only get out those socks once in a while, you know.
Right. Do you even have socks, Christy?
I do.
Like, I have bins of socks.
I like to wear socks at night. The tile gets cold, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm experiencing today here. So the cold tile. So it is a perfect price point. It's $17. It's adorable, and I can just see making a cute gift out of it with some avocados and a little bowl, maybe with the sock.
Yeah,
you know,
a little like Mexican bowl for some guacamole or something.
There you go. So that's my first, is the avocado sock. I would personally love to receive one, so I think it's a good gift.
Okay.
Maybe not to a
That's
Floridian,
when
but
you know
I think
it's a good gift.
Yeah. To my fellow South Dakotans, I think they would enjoy it. I'm not sure they would give it to you, but
okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Okay, so what do you have?
Okay, so I have, I have something that I thought was kind of cute that would add to our pretty label bottle, and it's called a bottle tie corkscrew. And I found this on a site called animacausa.com. Animacausa.
Say that again.
Don't worry. We'll put a link on our website.
Yeah, we'll put the links up.
Yeah, but it just has so many kind of cool, and maybe I guess some of them are animal related, decorative type things that are useful at the same time, you know. And so this one is a bow tie, which is not an animal, but anyway, it's a bow tie corkscrew.
I was just gonna say, you're making fun of my avocado sock, and you're putting a bow tie. Anyway, okay.
So what it is it goes on the wine. You can put it on the wine bottle. So this could be like part of your gift, and it looks like a man's tie, you know. And it's not a bow tie.
Yeah.
I should say it's a bottle tie. So it looks like not as long as Trump's, but it's a long tie. And it's not red. They have stripes or banana pattern or wine glass pattern on them.
Obviously, the banana is the one you want to go with.
Yeah, right.
So you put this bow tie on your bottle
but
of
it's
wine.
not. It's not cloth.
Not bow tie.
It is. Well, no, yeah, you're right. Not bow tie. Regular tie. But it's not cloth. It's actually a wine bottle opener. Somehow it's
what?
Yeah, it's a wine bottle opener.
Like,
so
what?
you take it off. It must have some sort of a hoop on it or something to go over the bottle, but you take it off and it's like, you know, the kind of wine, the normal wine opener where you have to like screw it in and then pry it out, whatever.
Traditional. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know. So I thought it was really cool, and you could give it, there you go. And it's $16. So, for a wine
very
opener,
reasonable.
That's pretty good. And, and it's cute, and it will look cute, on your wine bottle.
Would it look cute on the Mad Genius?
Yes, it would.
I bet it would. There you go. That's great. What a good idea.
Okay.
Okay. So is it my turn again? Is it me? Is it me?
It is.
Okay, so on the same theme as the wine thing, I went with another wine accessory. Shocker that we would suggest books and wine accessories. This is a filter for your wine. So you know how I'm kind of new to this concept, but I'm very interested.
Filter out alcohol? No, please tell me
no. No. That would be silly. No, it filters out, I guess, the sulfites. Right, and the histamines that naturally occur in it.
Cool.
Because for some people, they can, give you a stuffy nose or a headache.
Right.
And I have heard people describe that. Mm-hmm. And that's what the makers of this actually, it's a father-son team. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to create a wine filter to combat the stuffy nose and the headaches that I think the son got. Okay. And so, which I think is really interesting. So
was the son over 21? We're just asking. Just general,
I'm going to say that the Grommet.com did their research, and I am certain this kid is not 9.
They're not okay, when you're trying to get your kids to sleep at night, and then they just get an allergic reaction to that wine.
Okay, always going dark, aren't you? Okay.
Oh, well.
So anyway, this is called the Wand Wine Filter, like wand. So it is like a the little wand, and it's what's cool about it is it's portable. Because portable.
So like you're in a restaurant and you're like filtering your wine. Or something.
You can whip that thing out and filter out your sulfites. I think it's really cool.
It does sound pretty cool. I think I would like to try it.
And it comes with extra filters. I want to try it too. And it starts at $19.95, and it's looks so it's like a silver wand, like I don't know, it looks like the length of a pair of tongs maybe. And then
like one of those tea bag things or something.
Yes, very much so. And then the filter looks kind of like the filter I have in my coffee maker.
Okay. Those little round things. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's obviously must be a little bit smaller to be able to go in your wine glass. But I just and it's just a one-time use, and then they have
Well, you put it in the wine glass, or you like pour through it or something. You must pour through it.
I think you put it in the wine glass.
No, you must pour through. Well, I don't know. It just.
Well, I suppose you could do whatever you want.
We stir it, and it just
I don't know. That's a good question. I didn't go that deep. I'm going to have to order this, and I will get back to you in the new year.
All right.
But anyway, that was my second idea. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in it. I have a girlfriend who we have a really great tradition on our birthdays where we go get a pedicure and bring wine and share wine and a pedicure together. And our birthdays are like 6 months apart, so it always works out great. But she doesn't like to drink red wine because it gives her headaches so much. And so I thought this would be a perfect gift.
Yeah.
So there you go. What do you have?
Okay, so I have a few things, but I think I'm going to go with the dark side. And we are, mystery type writers and readers. So I found on that same website a crime scene pot trivet. So here's the description.
Oh, Christy.
It's a silicone trivet for holding your hot pots. Turn on the sirens. Clear the table. A hot steaming casserole is on its way. It would be a crime not to put it on those lovely crime scene chalk line silicone trivets. So they're like, shaped like a, a chalk sleeve. I know. And you can like hang it on the wall afterwards. It would look cute, I mean, in some houses.
Well, yeah, in the right background. I have to say, though, wouldn't that be cute paired with like Lisa Unger's latest book or Hank Philippi Ryan's latest book? It's kind of a little...
Absolutely.
That'd be really cute. I know.
I know.
Personalize that book a little bit even more.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
All right. Sounds good.
I love that idea. Okay, so on to the books, right?
Yes. I'm excited about the books.
I am too. Okay, so I have two. The first one I will tell you about is called The Blue Zone's Kitchen. 100 recipes.
No way.
Yes. What? Did you pick it? Did you pick this?
No, I didn't. I almost did, though. That's what's so funny.
Really?
I almost did. Yes.
We are on the same track. Okay, so it's called 100 Recipes to Live to 100. So you must know about this. Dan
I heard a little bit about it, and I
name.
really thought it was so interesting. Yeah, go on.
It's so interesting. Okay, so this guy works for, I think, National Geographic, and he has gone around for the last several years. He's written, I'd say, a handful of books about these blue zones. And the blue zones are where they have scientifically measured, there's 5 areas in the world where people are the healthiest and happiest, and they live the longest in these communities.
Wow.
And so the communities are in Sardinia, the Italian island Sardinia, Okinawa, Japan, Loma Linda in California, so it's good to know there's one in the States, an island, a Costa Rican island, and then Icaria, I believe it is, which is a Greek island. So it's interesting. There are some of these that are really kind of isolated islands, but the people are very healthy. I mean, they live well into their 90s and 100s and are active, and it's just a really interesting topic.
Wow.
So for this book, I know, it's so cool. And so for this book, he went and kind of sat in these kitchens with some of these cooks from these communities trying to gather the recipes, even though most of them don't use recipes because they just cook like their ancestors have a lot and, their families have. And it's a lot of beans and a lot of vegetables and whole grains. And red wine, I will say. But anyway, this is the recipe book from these places. And I just am fascinated by this. And I
can't wait to hear what you think about it. Yeah.
I know.
I knew you would.
And my family is going to get a lot of beans in the new year, I think. But it looks to be a beautiful book. So I haven't received it yet, but I'm very excited to receive it myself. And I am going to give it as a gift to some other people.
Yeah, I think that is a great gift because, I mean, I like I said, I mean, I heard about it on like a talk show or something this week, and I was like, ooh, that looks like a good one. Maybe I'll do that one for our podcast. But I didn't. So
it would have been so funny if you did. So what did you do? What'd you pick?
So because I started out thinking I was going to use that, and then I got on there, and then I started like researching more and more cookbooks along those same lines. And and I've been wanting to learn more Mediterranean cooking dishes, which is kind of what those are too, with the vegetables and the beans and all that, because I keep hearing about how it's so great for you and brain health and all kinds of heart health. So anyway, I kind of got carried away researching different cookbooks. And so I found one that is called The Complete Mediterranean Cookbook, 500 Vibrant Kitchen-Tested Recipes for Living and Eating Well. And it's done by America's Test Kitchen. So they kind of test everything. So I was like, okay. And all the reviews are like, this is great. And it's got, lots of pictures. And I said, okay, well, this isn't the newest thing, but, it's tried and true. And plus, I think a lot of people are starting to look at the Mediterranean diet even more. But maybe with us, living in the States, we just don't know exactly how to cook all the different beans and stuff. So
I would love to receive that. That sounds like a great book. I love a cookbook. I know we can get a lot of recipes online, but I love looking through a cookbook. I think it's a wonderful gift.
I know. As long as it's, something unique and whatever, I may still go a lot to, the computer for something different that I don't have. But, if I have a cookbook that I really like, it gets its use.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. That's a great idea.
Great. Hey, I got to tell you something real quick.
What?
So I'm assuming you're not going to do a mystery book because we're not doing mysteries, even though we've got a ton of mystery books. But I just...
For this next selection, you mean?
Yes. But along just a really kind of neat side story real quick before we go to our next selection. There on Twitter, I saw this post by somebody, D.M. Starrett, and it says that she's the author of Penny McKenna Nautical Mysteries and, I don't know, she lives in Rhode Island, whatever. But anyway, she posted a picture of this book tree that she made. And she took all these mystery books like Hank Philippi Ryan, John Land, Harlan Coben. Those are the shout outs she had. She took their books and she made a design of them the shape of a Christmas tree, like from the ground up. Just stacks of books.
Like with the actual books? Oh my gosh.
And then but you know what, Kathy? I'm like looking at my room because I haven't bought that bookshelf and I have stacks of books on every surface. It's like ridiculous, because I live in a small place and we've been getting so many books and we've got all these books and then I got more books at this and that and every time I go. So I'm like, man, maybe, instead of going and buying a bookshelf, I should just make one of these because then she put like Christmas lights all around it and then one of those little fake candle things on the top, like Ebenezer Scrooge carries or whatever.
Yeah.
So that is
a brilliant idea.
I know. Isn't that cool? So that's why another reason why books are good gifts, because then you can make them into decorations.
Books are great gifts. They're the best gifts. God dang, I'm going to get defensive of the book. It's a wonderful gift.
All right. So on to your choice.
Yes. So my second book choice is It's a collection of messages, I guess, and quotes, and it's called Stay Positive. And it's by the author John Gordon, and a friend of his, Daniel Decker. But John Gordon had written a book called The Energy Bus about how to be positive and, upbeat and that kind of thing.
Right.
And so this is it's truly meant for a gift book. I mean, it's perfect for it. And it's just lots of positive messages about how to be optimistic and maintain an upbeat, positive attitude when things are hard, when things are challenging and overwhelming. And it's a really nice little book.
That's a great book. It's not, it's kind of like, it's not really a self-help book. It's more like an inspirational book. That sounds great.
It is. Yeah, it is. And so the idea is that if you, kind of keep reading and surrounding yourself and filling your mind with encouragement and positive energy, you'll have a greater resource to combat the negativity, which I believe that's true.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those things I would read every day, a little bit.
Yeah.
Of. So it's real, and I am buying it for several people actually on my list.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Maybe, maybe I'll be on that list.
Maybe I shouldn't give it all away.
Yeah, right. Well, again, I got to say, great minds think a little bit alike because I went along the same kind of lines. The book I chose is called Becoming, a Guided Journal for Discovering Your Voice by Michelle
Christie,
Obama.
I have been looking at this book much. Yes, yeah.
Well, you could do it by itself. It's like $9.99, but if you get it with her book that came out last year, which by the way I expected for Christmas but never got last year.
I did too. I gave my family that hint. Note to family if they are going to listen to this. We
went to the bookstore and I was like walking in and going, "Oh, this is good," But anyway,
what a really beautiful book.
I know. So anyway, now you could get both of them together, but if you wanted to, you could just do standalone because it's a journal that it's based on the memoir, but what it is it's an interesting and inspiring introduction by Michelle Obama, and then more than 150 inspiring questions and quotes to help you discover and rediscover your story. And then her quote is, "It's not about being perfect. It's not about where you get yourself in the end. There's power in allowing yourself to be known and heard, in owning your unique story, in using your authentic voice, and there's grace in being willing to know and hear others. This, for me, is how we become." So I just thought that was really nice.
I love that. And what a great gift going into the new year. I mean, it just seems like a perfect time for reflection, and that's awesome. Yep. Good idea.
So, all right. We had some good ideas today.
We did. I'm so grateful for all of these ideas, and I hope our listeners are too.
Yes, me too. And actually, if any of the listeners out there have some great gift ideas, please let us know on Facebook or Twitter, because we always want new ideas. And also, a bonus gift to us would be to subscribe to Game of Books podcast if you haven't already.
Right? So true. Please do. And tell your friends and family about our podcast. And next week's episode is going to be, I'm so excited to say, Stephen King's The Institute. Ooh. And you don't want to miss it.
No, we love Stephen King too.
Yes. All right. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thanks to our mysterious foodies out there for listening and sharing. Check out our website, gameofbookspodcast.com, where you can find links to all we talk about. And if you subscribe to our weekly newsletter, you can get those links sent directly to you, along with any exciting updates. We are also on Facebook and Twitter under @GOBWriters.
And if you enjoyed this episode as much as we did, we would love to hear from you, and please subscribe to Game of Books wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss any of our book club ideas and Corks and Conversations with award-winning and best-selling authors.
That's all for today's episode of Game of Books Podcast, where we share food, wine, and mystery every Friday morning, just in time for the weekend.
This is Christy.
and Cathi,
saying thanks for listening.
Bye everybody.